Hey everyone, it's Keela here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's soap baking video. It's been a while since I released a soap recipe over on the Patreon page, so I decided this month that is what I'd do. I gave my patrons the options of a few different styles of soaps and got them to vote on the one they wanted to see me make and give them the recipe for. And they all voted, well, not all of them, but a majority of them voted for a mechanics style soap or a scrubby soap. So even though I've called it a mechanics soap over on the Patreon page, it is ideal for anyone who gets dirty hands, so gardeners, mechanics, tradesmen or tradies as we call them here in Australia, or even simple crafters who like to get their hands grubby with micas and all those other good fun things. Now with this soap recipe, it's a little bit different to all my other recipes in that I am allowing it on to the $3 level and above, and that is because our $3 level over on Patreon focuses a lot on soap making, and you get lots of sort of information about soap making there. Now this recipe will also stay on that $3 level for as long as we have Patreon, so there's no needing to worry about if it has moved out of the level into the vault or not. So today we're going to go and make the mechanics soap that I have shared the recipe for. If you do want to get your hands on that recipe, come on over to Patreon and take a look there. And there is also a bonus exclusive video on there which shows me prepping making this soap and why I chose the ingredients. And I think I do mention that somewhere along the video as well, so sorry for repeating myself. But anyhow, let's go and see how I make my mechanics soap. Let's go. Okay, so we've got a lot going on here to go into this soap. So being a mechanic soap or a scrubby soap, gardener soap, tradie soap, whatever you want to call it, we are going to be exfoliating the skin, and it will probably be a little bit harsher than if you are using something like a sugar scrub over the body. So I want to pack this full of lots of ingredients that are going to exfoliate but also then add a nice sort of super fatting quality, which will make the bar feel a little bit more silky smooth on the skin. So the first thing I have got here, I have got some buttermilk powder. Now I took my buttermilk powder and I took about 100 grams of the water I was going to use in my lye, and I dissolved it into my buttermilk, so I've got a nice liquid. And that is simply because I find if I add buttermilk as a powder, it does all clump in my soap. So if I can disperse it out first, I know that it goes through my soap mix nicely. So we've got all of that into the oils, and the next thing I'm going to add in is this little container. This container has got a mix of some Fuller's clay and then my essential oil blend, and the essential oils I'm using include ones like lemon and peppermint, because both of these are known for breaking down grease and dirt. So I'm going to pour all of that in here as well. We'll then give it a mix, and I will pour in my lye solution and I'll mix it up again, and then I will pour in my exfoliants. I'm using in mine a blend of pumice stone, apricot kernel and some poppy seeds, and I'll stir that in. And then we'll split it up just for a little bit of colour. I'm using some activated charcoal just because of the charcoal's ability to pull grease away from the skin. And then I will pour this into my mould. So it's going to be a really nice, quick, simple soap. today I am using these rock-shaped silicone baking molds. I did take part in the Soap Challenge Club last year where we did some river rocks, and this was the mold that I got in to do them. And I did make a few little soaps, and I've done soaps where I've had like leftover batter and I've made little extras. I sent one off to a friend of mine and she said that the soap was really nice to use in this sort of shape. So I figured because I want the soap to roll around and be used on the hands, I thought these little rock molds might be the best option. So I'm just going to pour them all in until I fill them up to the top. I've got a total of 3 of these molds. Anyone who is interested in getting their hands on some, I will leave links to Amazon down below. There will be a Australian link, and then there is also a US link as well. An awful lot of black, so I might just pour off a bit of that black first, and then we'll come back once I've got a bit more of the other colour flowing through. Making sure that all my molds are sitting so we'll get some flat bottoms on these soaps. I haven't done it, but one thing you could actually do to help keep your molds nice and even is to put a layer of rice on the bottom of your trays and then sit them on top, and then you'll be able to balance these in there. But I'm pretty happy with how that is looking right now, so I'm going to leave these ones set up overnight and we'll be back shortly to unmold them. Okay, we are back to unmold them, and yes, I have already taken one out because I was getting a little bit impatient this morning, and it was just a little bit too sticky, but I've left them now sitting for a few more hours, so hopefully we should be able to get these nicely unmolded. If you are finding yours are a little bit sticky in the mold like this one is, because it is such a soft recipe, you can always put some sodium lactate in to really harden it up, but that is what they are looking like, and I actually like the roughness of them as well. Really adds to the whole effect of them. So let's just get a couple more of these unmolded. I'm actually going to go for this one. Sorry if I just knocked you guys then. In fact, oh, that side's coming out nice. Look at that. Really, really like the natural colour of the clay that is in here. Let's see, this one's going to come out just as nicely. I do like these molds, they're very easy to use. Oop. And there we have another one. So really, really like them. They do have that sort of rock lookness to them here. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made these exfoliating soap bars. Don't forget, this is a recipe that I have shared over on the Patreon level at the $3 and above. And unlike a lot of the other recipes that I share over there, this one will remain at the $3 level for as long as we have Patreon around. There is also, to go with that recipe, a little bonus exclusive video where I actually explain why I made the choices on the ingredients that I have chosen to go in here, so you can always go and check that out as well. So I hope you have enjoyed watching how I made these. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a great one, and I will see you then. Bye.